But y'all say that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
It is breaking because it broke last night. Lady Freedom Raw Narrative is a creator on YouTube that got her hands on something that really disturbed me very, very, very much. I just dropped a video about the enhanced images from the lights video, and it's got me very, very worried. I'm not going to reiterate everything that I just dropped on the video. I'm just going to ask that you guys go watch the video and watch it to the end, because it's at the end where you guys actually see the footage. And I've got to tell you, I want your opinion on it, because I'm telling you, it looks pretty freaking legitimate to me. And Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, he disappeared from inside a locked home on February 26th when he was 15 years old. He is now 16, and he hasn't been seen or heard from since. And I ran a live this morning on YouTube. What were they carrying? And you're probably asking me what I'm talking about. It's this image right here that was enhanced from the lights video. I don't have the equipment to enhance this video, but somebody did. And now we're starting to see some imagery going on in the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case.
I
and it has been
agree.
enhanced, and now we're starting to see some imaging coming from the work that's been done since the lights video came out. And so it's very, very, very disturbing stuff we're finding. This is a big shout out to Lady Freedom Raw Narrative for the work that she did. I'm, as you guys can imagine, very, very upset.
Thank you very much, Betty. I really appreciate you sharing my video. The outrage we're seeing here tells me all I need to know. You are showing concern while they are showing contempt.
Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, he was a 15-year-old boy, a high-functioning autistic 15-year-old boy. He was happy. He loved life. He's been fighting his whole life. He had a chromosome deletion syndrome, and his parents were divorced. It seemed like from the outside looking in, he had a very normal life. But as we were peeling back the layer of onion, we're finding out that's not just the case. This child was, it appears to be abused inside that home. 5 CPS reports in a matter of less than 2 years. Less than 2 years. They have been trying to find a place to put Sebastian outside of that home since they purchased that home. They reached out to the father for the first time.
I know Sean big, but how big is he? You talking about they?
In October of 2022. And as the father was approaching, as the father was approaching getting his son disappeared while he was at work. His son was not at his home. His son was at his mother's home, allegedly with only his mother, inside a locked home. She's military trained, and there was no signs of forced entry into that home. And we did learn of a lights video dropped by a local news guy by the name of Nick Barris with Channel 5, and that came under heavy scrutiny because at least it showed something was going on outside of this house besides a boy walking out his front door. And then we learned of the unknown vehicle in the community, and now as people are working on the images, trying to clear it up, trying to get some noise and static out of the images from the camera, we're starting to see some images coming from all of that work, and those images are highly, highly disturbing. So I'm going to ask all of you that are watching and that will be watching this video in the future.
Can I come?
It's time to pray. It's time to pray hard. This is a real boy, and this is a real case. And something happened. We're coming up to a year, and nobody has seen this child. And now we're starting to get some clear images coming in, and it is scaring the hell out of me. And it should scare the hell out of each and every one of you. Because that gut feeling we have, that gnawing thing deep down inside of us, might be a reality. I want to help bring Sebastian home to his father safely. And now is a time we all come together and really put forth effort to locate this boy, because the stuff I'm seeing is starting to look grim. So I hope you guys watch that video. I hope you guys support the work that we've been doing. I have a GoFundMe for legal expenses because I'm going through legal expenses with these parents. Another little food for thought. Can somebody explain to me why this woman is freshly showered the day that she is out there when she's had no time, and she was completely hysterical from the time she realized her son was not at home to the he disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, off of Stafford Court on February 26, 2024. He's 5'5", between 110 and 120 pounds. He had no shoes on, allegedly, when he left the home. He was wearing his glasses, and he left all personal items at home. But somehow, this child that has never left his home before, never ran away before, somehow woke up in the middle of the night, thought it was a great idea to run away from home without anything, not even the new snacks he'd just gotten, the snacks that he's accustomed to waking up in the middle of the night and going and grabbing and eating. Nothing, even a jacket, on a cold night, everything left at home but the child. Please check out my video. If you guys would like more information, we'll be covering this on my YouTube channel. We have been covering it on my YouTube channel. I have an in-depth playlist. I do hope you guys go there. I don't know what to say other than pray. Take care and God bless you guys. We've been covering the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. I'm Bullhorn Betty, and I had some alarming information sent to me yesterday afternoon. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared on February 26, 2024, and he has since turned 16. He disappeared from inside his locked home, where he was allegedly only with his mother and no one else. There was no signs of forced entry, and it wasn't until March 14th that we realized there was some disturbances outside of the home where there were flashlights appearing on a neighbor's camera.
Okay, right here, Bullhorn Betty explains for the second time what we're looking at here in reference to the flashlight video and the still image from that video.
Since then, I was sent a link to a video, and I ran that video on my show today, and it doesn't look good, and I do believe it's legitimate footage. This footage has been enhanced and identifies a lot more than we could have ever thought. Please take a look.
The best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
Reviews what Wi-Fi's were in the area. Right. Now, mind you, it was said that there were only two exterior internet sources that came in and out of the area that night. And isn't it funny how one person said one of them was his?
This image was sent to me, and I decided to do some further enhancements on it. So here's one shot where you can see Mr. Foot carrying something.
What in the fuck?
He hasn't seen this yet.
Hold on. What in the fuck are we looking at?
What link, Lil B? Lil B. That's Mr. Foot. And there's an arm around his shoulder, but somewhere in there is also room for Katie Foot. Mr. Foot and Katie Foot, and this is supposedly Sebastian with a blanket over him.
Oh.
You said, oh.
Whoa, Clue. We're not even into the video yet, and it's a misinformation overload. You need to slow your rolls. Let's back it up until you get it right.
It must be fucking mushroom season or something.
No, let me tell y'all.
Motherfuckers.
Look.
Y'all, every case ain't Idaho 4, alright? There ain't no Linda Lane footage for this missing child, alright? Y'all quit trying to fucking fabricate it. Please. For the love of God, quit trying to fabricate it.
Hey, Clutoris, I didn't try and fabricate anything. I simply took a photo and enhanced the photo. A photo that's been out for quite some time, by the way. From a flashlight video that's been out since mid-March. You really need to listen better.
So I'm gonna tell y'all something, okay? Don't judge me, or do. I don't give a damn. Yeah, nothing I do and have ever done is embarrassing to me, okay? We're all human. We all fuck up, and it's the times that we do that you remember the most, okay?
Now here's something we agree on until she puts her foot in her mouth and I have to correct her again.
Let me tell y'all what we're looking at right here. If you're eating, stop. One time, I was home from work, sick with a stomach flu, okay? And I remembered I needed to email something, right, that was pertaining to work. And so I was getting in the shower, sat down in the chair, getting ready to email something, okay? And I had to fart. Except it wasn't a fart. It was more than that. Some extra oomph came out. What was sitting in that chair is exactly what the fuck I'm looking at right now. I'm just gonna tell y'all that right now. Clip that, Butterhead. You can't fucking embarrass me, cause I'm a nasty, skanky bitch.
But upon closer review and more enhancement of the photo, this is what I see now to be Katie, Chris, and Sebastian. They're carrying Sebastian. It looks to me as if Chris is carrying Sebastian in either a blanket or a bag because of the way the black shape is formed, and it looks like he's carrying him like a baby, and Katie is standing behind him or walking with him. The reason I think this is because when I was enhancing the photos, I could see the differences in the appearance of what looks to me to be a human face, and it looked to me like it was actually a human arm that was draped over the person who was carrying the black blanket, or the perceived person in the black blanket. But here's
who is saying this?
It's the person that made the video. I don't know.
Well, fuck you very much for this. Like, just all the way fuck you. Every fucking ounce of fucking existence in you. Fuck you for this.
Well, fuck you very much too, Clutoris. That is my voiceover work, and you can fuck directly off.
Why? Why do you motherfuckers have to come out here and try to make something? Why do you gotta try to make something? To make somebody guilty in your fucking narrative? Because all your other bullshit gets dispelled constantly.
I find it funny how these two are sitting here lying, acting like they don't know who I am. They know exactly who I am. My content was never dispelled, and I didn't make this up. More projection.
So you gotta come out here and make some shit, and then let me enhance this footage. Ain't we already fucking been there? Ain't we already done that?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you sit at the fucking mob crew and let him fucking enhance it? Like, I'm so fucking over these motherfuckers doing this shit. You got no point of reference for this fucking image. You got no point of reference for anything but a goddamn blue line that looks like half of Florida wrapped around some fucking shades of white and gray. And you're wanting to sit here and say it's this person, it's that person, blah, blah, blah. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. God almighty.
Listen here, motherfucker. I didn't make anything up. That's unnecessary roughness, you shit bums. Your outrage tells me all I need to know.
I have a better question.
What?
You got so many people out here that swear they care about Sebastian. Yet at the same time, every one of these motherfuckers that says that wants him to be dead. Let that sink the fuck in.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy as hell. It is
it's psychosis.
Insane.
I agree.
Don't you mean psychotic, dumbass?
And to the fucking degree of let me go make some shit up. Like, look, I don't know where the fuck this picture came from. I have no fucking idea. I don't know. But what I can also tell you is the motherfucker that's sitting here talking in the background that drew this blue fucking kind of abstract dick around some fucking shapes and shit, don't know what the fuck it is either. Don't know where the fuck it came from either. But they sure as shit quick to fucking label, well, that's Chris, that's Katie, that's Sebastian. How the fuck do you know anything other than what you drew on this motherfucking image?
Nope, wrong again, motherfucker. I didn't draw on the motherfucker, I didn't label the motherfucker, and I sure as fuck didn't make the motherfucker up. Again, you need to listen better. Now that I'm using the same foul mouth as you are, do you understand what I'm saying? Are you listening? Or are you too busy planning your fake outrage? Let's see you stand up to Clue that way, so I don't have to call you Clitoris.
Alright, I'm done.
That's a good question. Crimes have consequences, so where are the flashlights? They turned them off. I think that's the part that's just the most pitiful to me. You guys all claim that you care about Sebastian, but every one of you motherfuckers is out here and you want him dead. You want him gone. Every one of you.
Any logical thinking person who cares about Sebastian would be bracing themselves for that possibility. He has been gone for almost a year and there's no evidence to where he's gone. And that's why we call you Clue McNasty. You seriously need to rethink your foul-mouthed, nasty statements. But you won't because you lack self-awareness and you have delusions of grandeur.
The reason I think this is because when I was enhancing the photos, I could see the differences in the appearance of what looks to me to be a human face. And it looked to me like it was actually a human arm that was draped over the person who was carrying the black blanket.
So this is what they're saying. This right here is supposed to be the arm draped around this person's neck. But yet they see Katie too. It ain't enough
Incorrect again, Clue McNasty. It's not dis dat and dis dat. As I said in my video, those are two separate perspectives on the same photo that I enhanced. You need to clean your ears out. And again, I have to ask, is your voice dressed up for Halloween? Because that was back in October. Remember me now, biatch?
And let me tell you something, I have been beside of Chris and Katie Proudfoot before in the flesh. Chris ain't no small person.
Here's a challenge.
Katie ain't no small person.
Here's a challenge. Mob crew, green team, recreate it. Show us where the fuck it's taken. Recreate it. Recreate it. You so goddamn sure you want to come out here and promote this fucking lunacy and bullshit. Recreate it.
Listen here, Cletus, you shit ass. I'm not dumb enough to show up anywhere near Chris or Katie's property. So one of your good old boys can come and arrest me or try to charge me with something that I never did. It's public knowledge worldwide the level of corruption in Sumner County. Are you fucking kidding me? Nice try, shitbum.
Do you see the size of that arm? I'm just saying.
That's
a fucking Hulk, man.
It's fucking pathetic. It's absolutely fucking pathetic.
But y'all say that.
No way, Kimosabe. This is my house now.
Or the perceived person in the black blanket. But here's an example of what I saw. Here you can see the differences in enhancements, and as I enhanced each photo, you can tell that the person's skin stays the same color and the...
Yes, let's walk in the middle of the night carrying a person and wear an ultra high-res white t-shirt.
Okay, Clue, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna have this guy explain it to you. Maybe you'll listen to him. I doubt it, though. You think you know it all. For everyone else interested in finding out the truth, let's watch.
It's 2 a.m. in the middle of the night and I'm being filmed by a security camera with darkness all around me. Only you can see me, and not only that, you can even see the color of clothes that I'm wearing and the color of the trees behind me. And the sky doesn't look black, it actually looks blue. But how? This is what I see if I film with the camera that I normally use for my videos. Pitch black.
I'm going to show you how it's possible for a camera to see colors in extremely low light when humans can't even do it. If you had to describe to the police this thief caught on security camera, what would you say? Can you tell me what color their backpack is, or the hoodie they're wearing, their hair color, anything? Well, don't worry, it's not just you. Night vision security cameras have one major flaw: they can't see color. If you've ever seen any regular night vision camera footage, you probably are used to seeing something like this. A complete black and white image. The reason it's black and white is because the camera isn't actually seeing any visible light. It's actually shining an infrared light and then using an infrared camera to capture the light that reflects back. Since it's just using one wavelength of light, then it can only give us information about that one wavelength. So they're monochromatic. And since it's outside the visible color spectrum, the camera just converts the light to white light. So we just see a grayscale image with no color perception whatsoever. This grayscale imaging may seem like a weird artificial concept that's only relevant to infrared cameras, but it's not as weird as you think. If you've ever been out on a moonlit night, it looks something like this. Everything's kind of this grayscale with very dim colors. This should seem weird to you because the moonlight is just reflected sunlight, so it should look more like this to us. But instead it looks like this. But why? Well, in our retina, we have two types of light sensing cells. One of them is called rods and the other type is called cones. The cones can sense 3 different ranges of wavelengths: long, medium, and short, corresponding to around red, green, and blue wavelengths of light. And depending on how much each of these 3 types of cones are triggered, we can see all the colors of the rainbow. But the problem is cone cells aren't very sensitive to light. They need up to a few thousand photons of light in order to have them triggered.
It didn't take too many photons to trigger these two numbnuts.
But the other type of light sensing cells called rods are extremely sensitive to light. Under the right conditions, they can even be triggered with as little as 1 photon. But there's a trade-off. There's only one type of rod cell, so they're monochromatic just like an infrared camera. Now, there isn't any hard transition point between when we're using rod cells and cone cells. We're always usually using about both of them. But in general, the less light you have, the less color you see. A perfect example of this is many of you might have witnessed recently the Aurora Borealis. I got to see them for the first time in my life and it was amazing. But here's a good example of a video I took that about matched what I saw in person. You can see the northern lights. This is our first time ever seeing it.
It's in our own yard.
Yeah, look.
Oh my gosh, it's like the streaks.
You can see streaks. It was really pretty and the red and green colors were visible, but they weren't extremely vibrant. If you compare to the pictures I took on my phone, this is what the pictures looked like. The pictures are beautiful with much more vibrant colors. This is because in a picture you have the option to leave the shutter open for a few seconds to collect all the light that you need to take a good picture. So this captured light in one image for a long time. For the cones in our eyes, they reset in fractions of a second. And so we're seeing with mainly our rods, which are monochromatic, so we don't see a lot of color. So any camera, even a phone camera like this iPhone picture here, can get beautiful pictures if you just leave the shutter open long enough. But for video, it's much more difficult. That's because you can't increase your shutter speed faster than the frame rate of the video. So if your video is being shot at 24 frames per second, let's say, then your maximum shutter speed is 1/24th of a second. That isn't a very long shutter speed. So that's why my iPhone video looked much less vivid than the picture I took with the same phone.
So because this image came from a video and not a still shot, it's harder to make out color and definition in the photo because it's taken at night in dark lighting conditions. It also demonstrates how we all use our rods and cones in our eyes to perceive images in the dark. It goes without saying that we all perceive things differently. Furthermore, images taken at night turn to grayscale, and that is why we only see the black and white hues in the photos. I also want to add that this is an enhanced photo from an enhanced photo. Bite my ass, Krispy Kreme.
The black blanket also stays the same color, so I know that those two images are associated with each other. So as you can see, each time I enhance the photo, you can see that the core images stayed the same. And then there's this little nugget. Let's watch.
I drove around the neighborhood, I drove over by the school, and he's already...
Now, while I can't replicate this information, and quite frankly, it's highly disturbing for me, it does appear that it's legitimate footage. It appears that it's legitimate footage from the lights moving for me.
Already...
Now, while there's this little nugget. Let's watch.
I drove around the neighborhood, I drove over by the school, and he's already...
Now, while I can't replicate this information, and quite frankly, it's highly disturbing for me, it does appear that it's legitimate footage. It appears that it's legitimate footage from the lights video that was enhanced, and it appears there was two people loading a large object into a vehicle. We've heard statements from the stepdad, multiple statements, that we'll never find.
Are you fucking shitting me?
You should watch it live.
This is from the lights video?
Mm-hmm.
Please show your mouth. Show your mouth.
What did you just say?
Coming off stupid.
You should see the live. They're saying that when she does this.
There ain't no fucking hope for some of these motherfuckers. Like, there is no fucking hope for some of y'all.
So,
it just ain't no fucking happen.
So when she does this, they're saying, she's saying he was already dead. I think what she was gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, is he has already called the police and they're at my fucking house. But she stopped, right?
Wrong. No matter what you say, Katie's body language says it all. And so does all your misplaced hate and your outrage. Where were you at on that one, Clutoris? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it?
Sebastian. Boastful statements. That best part about it is he never left evidence when referring to his stepson. Like I told my audience on YouTube, it's time for us to pray. It's time for us to pray that he's found safely and is brought home to his father.
Now how the fuck is he gonna be found safely and you done got him hiding up underneath the motherfucking blanket, X'd out? See, you motherfuckers are just stupid. Just ignorant. Ignorant as fuck.
Find your happy place again, Clue McNasty. It'll be okay, Krispy Kreme. Simmer down now, it's just speculation.
God bless each and every person watching this video. It's time to pray. God bless. What we do know as fact, however, is that Seth has been searching for his son ever since his son disappeared.
No, he ain't. No, he ain't. Stop that lying. Stop it right now. Stop that fucking lying.
Publicly taken a polygraph. He has publicly produced his work records. This man has done everything he could possibly do, including working with the FBI, working with me to advocate for his son, calling on the national media, getting Nick the Hat and Dog the Bounty Hunter, and we're here with what from the mom and stepfather? Nothing for almost 10 months. shoddy searches at best, working with an unscrupulous PI, felons, and including one searcher utilizing substances, illicit substances, while searching for their son.
The best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
Reviews what white bodies were in the area. Now, mind you, it was said that there were only two exterior internet sources that came in and out of the area that night. And isn't it funny how one person said one of them was his?
Huh. Interesting. I took a photo sent to me from Grace's Gavel, and I enhanced the image to see Stepfoot carrying Sebastian. Just like Bobby, the neighbor, said, someone was carrying something over their shoulder. Looks like a man carrying a person with their arms draped over their shoulders. Looks like CP. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Right here. Do you see what I see? There is a blob here on my screen. A big old blob. Now this is...
I'm not trying to be funny, buddy, but if you motherfuckers are seeing a big old blob in that fucking image, you might be describing Sean.
Credit to Lady Freedom Raw Narratives for this photo and the video we are about to watch. This is highly disturbing for me. But we knew in due time there was going to be leaks coming out and information that was going to be leaked to the public. It happens in every case, and it happens as the case starts lingering, okay? People, especially community members, they start getting a little nervous. They start wondering what's going on. They start not being so quiet anymore. It's something that we've learned in social media just to keep moving forward until the leaks and break.
Would you say people over there are nervous?
Over where?
In their neighborhood?
No.
Yep.
Tired of you motherfuckers bullshit, probably, but nervous, no.
No. I got no lie to tell. The only one that seemed nervous and a little upset and a little razzled, if you will, is Bobby.
I beg to differ again. Chris and Katie seem incredibly nervous to me and a lot of others in the public. Bobby's not the only one.
Start happening. Is that what we are seeing here? Is this possibly the truth? Is this a legitimate video and or picture? It is my belief that it is. I have no corroboration, nor do I have the equipment or the programs to enhance this or to corroborate it myself. Excuse me. So I have to trust the person preparing the stuff that does have the proper equipment, as well as the ability to enhance photos and videos. I prepare them. I know about lighting. I know how to video. I know how to do video editing. Enhancements, on the other hand, in some cases, take engineering type of enhancement equipment. Some people...
If you don't know how to enhance videos, you don't know how to do video editing.
Calm down, Jelly Belly. Neither do you. That would require way too much work and effort, and we all know that you don't like to put any effort in. You'd rather just make fun of other people. You know, making fun of other people's time and effort, not a very proactive approach.
Are self-taught. Some people go to school and spend lots of money to learn how to do it. I don't know either, okay? So just to let you know, but I still think it's ultra, ultra, ultra important for you guys to see this, because this is so significant, in my opinion, related to why we can't find Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and why the stepfather is so confident that this child will never be found again. For those, this might be hard for you. I'm going to try to blow it up as much as I can.
I will say this. I'll put this out there. You motherfuckers want to talk about shit that you find sus. I'll put out something I find sus. The first time we met Sean, he told us about a path of travel that the dogs tracked, right? He even went so far as to say that his big ass walked that dog track. However, after viewing the search maps, it turns out there was no dog that tracked that path. Weird to me.
Security footage is really like a game changer.
Fiancé pointed that out the other night, and I was like, you're right.
This image was sent to me, and I decided to do some further enhancements on it. So here's one shot where you can see Mr. Foot carrying something. But upon closer review and more enhancement of the photo, this is what I see now to be Katie, Chris, and Sebastian. They're carrying Sebastian. It looks to me as if Chris is carrying Sebastian in either a blanket or a bag. I see a blanket just because of the way the black shape is formed, and it looks like he's carrying him like a baby, and Katie is standing behind him or walking with him. The reason I think this is because when I was enhancing the photos, I could see the differences in the appearance of what looks to me to be a human face. And it looked to me like it was actually a human arm that was draped over the person who was carrying the black blanket, or the perceived person in the black blanket. But here's an example of what I saw. Here you can see the differences.
Okay, hold on, let me go back. So this right here appears to be potentially Sebastian. He's carrying him in his arms. You kind of see this black something or other right here. This would be Chris's face and his body, and his arm would be under him. And this right here is the silhouette of what this person believes to be Katie. So you've got Sebastian, this black or bag. We don't know what they're carrying him in. It looks like it kind of comes down this way. You see, you can't make out the face, but you can see the image of the outline here, and it does appear to be somebody just a tad bit taller. And then you see another face, as blurry as it is, right here, and you can almost see their shoulder right here. This is the enhanced photo. Okay.
Blanket. But here's an example of what I saw. Here you can see the differences and enhancements, and as I enhanced each photo, you can tell that the person's skin stays the same color, and the black blanket also stays the same.
Is Chris a Lego man?
Color, so I know that those two images are associated with each other. So as you can see, each time I enhance the photo, you can see that the core images stayed the same. And then there's this little nugget. Let's watch.
I drove over the neighborhood. I drove over by the school, and he's already at this point I was hysterical. And I was at school, and he's already.
Seeing Katie do the cutthroat gesture, I decided to Google it. I Googled it, y'all. The cutthroat gesture is performed by drawing the hand or a finger, usually the thumb or two, across the throat. It represents slitting the throat with a knife and means that the gesturee or someone else is metaphorically being unalived. In my humble opinion, Katie caught herself just there.
Around this neighborhood, and this whole community, I can tell you that much here, when it comes to the cameras, there has not been one person that has said no. And trust me, it is greatly felt that everybody's been so open, so helpful in pushing out any which way they can.
I agree.
There's been some families that have actually been on vacation. Them were home and they got information. Them were home and they got information.
And then there's this little ditty that I slowed down.
Do you guys hear this? Listen.
I agree.
There's been some families that have actually been on vacation. Them were home and they got information. Them were home and they got information.
And then there's this little ditty that I slowed down. Did she say, "Don't give out sus"? That's what I heard.
And they got permission from that family.
No, bitch. They're talking about camera footage, and what she said was, they gave access, you stupid fucking cunt. I'm so good at video editing and audio that I know I could tell. Did she say don't give out sus? What a fucking idiot you are.
It's possible here that Katie could be saying still gave access, but she never speaks up, and she always acts like she's afraid or she can't speak for herself. As for you, Clue, you can bite my ass again, Krispy Kreme. You need to settle down. Stop taking things so personally, as if I said that about you, or if I'm not just speculating. You really know how to demonstrate your lack of intelligence by calling people bitches and cunts. You're also showing your ass in the fact that you have no class.
Did she say?
Listen.
Vacation, so helpful.
Talking about a family on vacation and the cops wanting the fucking footage. And she literally says they gave access. I swear, I can't. Now y'all know why I can't stand bitches. Y'all be doing too much. You women out here need a fucking life, for real.
No, she didn't. If anything, she said still gave access. Incorrect again.
Discover Amazon, discover dick, discover anything. Honey, anything.
My boyfriend says you ugly. Yeah, you fugly. Now don't be getting excited over his big feet. I know how nasty you get. We all also know how you will go for anything. Anything.
Pushing out any which way they can.
I agree.
There's been some families that have actually been on vacation. That were home and they got information.
They'll give access.
And they got.
And then there's this little ditty that I slowed down. Did she say, "Don't give out sus"?
Why don't y'all sit the fuck back and let smart people do this? Because what's crazy is I don't hear Betty calling you uneducated, but you're a goddamn fool.
How many times are we going to go over and over this? Wow, it really did bother you, didn't it? Take a deep breath in and out. Goose, blah, blah. Just sit back, relax, and think about all you can eat candy bars and lollipops.
That's what I heard.
And they got permission from that family to take a look at their cameras and go in their houses without them even being present, which has been amazing. So, yeah.
That's good. So there you guys have it.
Hello, everyone.
Definitely, that was from Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives. Definitely something of much concern when it comes to this case. We have heard that there was footage out related to the parents that showed clearly something being taken, something very, very large being taken from the house. And now we have this. That's a good question. These are questions I don't have. Well, I do. Somebody
answers
from the house. And now we have this. That's a good question. These are questions I don't have. Well, I do. Somebody had sent her the photo, the enhanced photo.
Answers.
It is. I don't know where the photo originated from, but we definitely know it came from some sort of lights video that was pointed out into that. So I have to think that somebody had some enhancement software and took the lights video and enhanced that lights video. This is, to me, something that is important.
You know what's funny to me? Oh, bat crazy bitch. I'm just going to point out that your boy, Biggie Sean, said that those cameras don't point towards the common area. They point down the street. I happen to know for a fact that there was a neighbor who took his trash can to the curb. Is that what we're seeing? Maybe? Is there somebody out there with a trash can? I swear to God, this shit right here will make you go, why are we here? What? And God knows, if there are aliens, I hope y'all can hear this stream in the universe up there. Do not come here. I promise there's nothing of fucking value outside of taking me and a few others into your spaceship. You will be wasting gas, fumes, whatever it is that you fucking run on. You will be wasting it if you come here looking for intelligent life.
Notice how she didn't mention clitoris in that equation. A person taking the trash can out my ass. No one carries trash in their arms like that, except for maybe clitoris.
But again, it's not something I am able to replicate. So it's just for your information. It is something that I would behoove everyone to do their due diligence and fact finding on. I absolutely, for me personally, believe that this is legit. And I just don't have the ability to show receipts. So I can only put the disclaimer that I think it's legitimate. It feels to me like it is. We've had a lot of statements come up over this last year with Sebastian disappearing, including the mattress, the pressure washer, and we've been able to debunk a lot of the information that people were peddling about this mom and stepfather. While I'm not their biggest fan by any stretch of the imagination, I think both of them deserve a cell together, next to each other, as a matter of fact. That's just my personal opinion, but I still want to be true, accurate, and correct. And I wish I had, and I'm sure that Lady Freedom will probably, hopefully, depending on how, you never want to violate confidentiality of a source or somebody that's providing you information, but maybe over time we'll learn more about how this all came about. but it certainly seems legitimate to me. It certainly seems like a photo that's been enhanced from my understanding. I've seen enhanced photos before. Again, I don't have the ability. I wish I was, a scholar in photo enhancement, but I'm not. I did try. The software I have is not the kind of software to enhance. I personally have attempted, prior to this ever being shown or seen, have personally tried to enhance photos, much like Justin.
Oh, she says that white thing is a truck. Who do we know that drives a white truck? Well, it's not Mr. Foot, as someone stated, and it's not Mrs. Foot, but the biological father of Sebastian certainly does drive a white truck.
I am not drawing it out in crayon for you.
Has been able and been successful at doing. He was able to see a person walking, right? We were able to see legs and arms. So I'm now starting to really believe that there was more than just two people out there. I truly believe somebody was with CP when they went to that house that evening.
Because this is what happens when you don't understand video editing. This white bit here, if that's a truck, that truck is white.
Warnings. Now, again, I'm making it sound factual. We don't know who was there. We can only assume because this is what we have. As you can see, even in this enhancement, we don't have major details in the face. What we do have, though, to help support who these people might be, is past behavior, past history, and in the past, we don't have a whole lot of people visiting this family. We know from all of the statements and interviews that Sebastian had a hard time making and keeping friends. We know from neighbors as well as the mom and stepdad, he did not have any company come over to visit them. He didn't have any other friends come over after school to work on homework, or go outside and play, or even play video games with inside his room. He didn't have friends that came over and visited. So we have some history here. We have some past behaviors that we can attach to this, and that's what's allowing us to make that leap that these people have to either be X, Y, Z, right? So we know that this family's very close. We know that by Nina's interview, the family is tight and don't mind doing borderline criminal activity to help one another, right? We definitely know that the mom and stepdad have no problem lying to law enforcement, lying to a judge, lying on an affidavit. So we can't, and all the inconsistencies along in the story, so we can't rely on them to be truthful. I think we've established a pattern of lying that now we have to question everything that's being said by either one of them because of the constant fabrications, inconsistencies, and flat out lies.
Oh, but not question. We don't have to question Sean, though, because he's never told a lie or a story. Can we see the CPS reports, please?
You're petty and you're basic, and you're wrong again. Those can't be shared. They're confidential.
That we've been able to debunk factually. So here we are, guys. We have a situation where we see two people in a common area holding something very, very large in the middle of the night, hours before a child disappeared. Now, again, if we as social media are able to get our hands on something like this, I still want you guys to think how much more law enforcement has to have. This is why I keep moving forward and saying I feel like something is going to break soon. I told you guys that back when we started having the PI, the unscrupulous PI manufacturing disinformation reports and misinformation reports for the benefit of his paid.
Then why the fuck they ain't in jail yet? Why aren't they in jail? If they got so much, they didn't even need that much to put your ass there.
Clients, the mom and stepfather, and then the step grandparent, a grandmother coming out and calling Seth a pedo after it was disclosed that 5 CPS reports were against her son and his wife. And we learned that they were trying to rehome this child as far back as October 2022. Now, I knew that when we were starting to get some stuff like that, it was heating up behind the scenes for them because nobody's going to make statements to rock the boat when things are calm. So obviously things weren't calm. And so they had to have all these distraction mechanisms in place, such as the pedo allegations again, and we're looking in the wrong place when we see those lights. It was in the middle of the road, not in the common area from the unscrupulous PI. And we're fast.
Y'all better hit the like button.
To elevated truth when the shit kind of hit the fan, so to speak. And Chris was on there basically screaming at him and telling him to leave his name and his truck out of their mouth. But elevated truth was able to get him to confirm that the statement he made is the statement Chris made to him. That was important because that means the statement was made. Chris did tell elevated truth that his car was picked up on the CART report from the FBI from the 25th to the 26th. They're not going to be looking past the 26th. When everybody in the cavalry was in the area. They're going to look at the time, from the time they believe this child disappeared to the time that law enforcement arrived. That's their area of searching. That's their geofencing time frame. That's the most important area. So why is a vehicle associated or attributed with the stepfather caught on that report? These are things that hit an ultra high level at that point. And then what happened after that came out? It was constant attacks fueled at people breaking down this case properly. All the people that are truly here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers immediately started being attacked for their looks. They started trying to leak information. They're wanting us to spend time explaining the leak. I can guarantee whatever they found in those text messages, it's a nothing burger. You know why? Because I know for a fact what I've said in those chats, and I can tell you they're not getting a whole lot from Bullhorn Betty. So it's a nothing burger, right? It's a nothing burger. So at the end of the day, this is the level of infiltration and distraction that the mom and stepdad have levied on social media, which is taking a strong position against them. The true crime community, not the drama community. The actual people that do true crime and only true crime and analyze these cases are definitely area. So why is a vehicle associated or attributed with the stepfather caught on that report? These are things that hit an ultra high level at that point. And then what happened after that came out? It was constant attacks fueled at people breaking down this case properly. All the people that are truly here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers immediately started being attacked for their looks. They started trying to leak information. They're wanting us to spend time explaining, leak. I can guarantee whatever they found in those text messages, it's a nothing burger. Is that the true crime community, not the drama community? The actual people that do true crime and only true crime and analyze these cases are definitely have our eyes and sights and our target.
Damn, sometimes I'm slow. Very rarely I'm hungry, but I just figured it out.
What did you figure it out?
They're out.
Who? What are you talking about?
They're out.
What is?
They got nothing else to. Remember, I told you everything that y'all could utilize against me. You blew your wad too early. They're out. They ain't got no more attacks left. Why? Because I'm not a fucking criminal. I'm not a bad person in here. So you're out.
Well, they're out of everything. It's the reason they're fucking zooming into corners of a fucking flashlight video that's already been and enhancing it and labeling.
This has been in the back pocket. Think about it. Why you just now? Why are y'all just now focusing on this?
This is the original image that I received, and this is a close-up of that image that was already enhanced. And all I did was enhance the image further, and then I labeled it to show a friend who lives out of state that I texted it to, and she text messaged me this image back. Not very hard to figure out. Goodness sakes, you guys are just as nervous as these two. Like I said, Bobby's not the only one.
Loud, see, you should. I'm just saying, you should have targeted somebody else, Sean.
Good Lord, no one's targeting anyone. But while we're on the subject, let's do a brief comparison. If we look at this photo and we put Chris's face next to the face that we see in the photo, and then we put Seth's face next to the face that we perceive to see in the photo, what do you all think? Do you think it looks more like Chris, or do you think it looks more like Seth? Let me know in the comments below. And because I wanted it to be the most accurate depiction, I did add pictures from the same time frame so we can see what they both looked like back then.
Right on the mom
That's
and
a great
stepdad.
fucking
No
name.
other formula makes sense without them being head involved in whatever happened. Now, this here only solidifies what we've been believing. But again, we have to believe if we have this, what else does law enforcement have against these parents? And when are they going to lock them the hell up? When are they going to lock them up? You know when they're going to lock them up? When they have time to put all this together and have a good, solid case against the mom and stepdad. And don't think for 1 minute things like this are associated with their case. We want to put block absolutely crafting crimes.
She's
Absolutely.
so stupid.
Because there's something just a little bit funny. Just a little bit funny. When these are the statements coming out of somebody that reportedly gives a crap about their stepson.
The best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
I wonder why. You know, I wonder why he disappeared without any evidence. I wonder why. I wonder how it's possible. I wonder why dogs couldn't track Sebastian as if he levitated out of the home. And I recall using that exact statement months ago. It's as if he levitated out of the home. It sure looks like somebody's carrying something. It sure looks like whatever that person is carrying would not be touching the grass, would not be leaving their skin cells on the grass, sidewalk, or roadway, because it doesn't look like their feet are actually touching the grass, sidewalk.
What?
That hurt.
I love when people do this. TBI says Agent Simmons literally told me, Chris, and Katie not to do any interviews. a transcript from old fat boy talking.
Oh, on one of his own lives.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. Look at there. Betty, you and all your buddies ought to pay more attention to the general. The general is speaking. Bow down.
It's so disrespectful too, right? Like, you are the leader of this shit army, and they don't even give a tinker damn what you got to say. Sean, I'm telling you, push-ups. I'd give everybody push-ups. Lots of them.
Sebastian actually is the one that leads the army. Sebastian's army is Sebastian Strong. Be as mad as you want to be. It's not going to slow us down. It's all more motivation for us to find the truth.
It's awfully funny that we talked about levitation back in March, April, and May. And we have a photo depicting two people carrying a large item to what I believe, it says at the bottom, truck. So the white thing that you can't see is the truck. So this is them carrying them through the common area to the car. I guess now we know why one of them scurried back to the house, why the car left the area. What was in that bag or blanket? I told you something was missing from the home. And Raw Beanie reminds us that the truck has a truck cover. So he could have closed that truck cover and not one camera would have picked up anything out of the ordinary in the back of the truck. The good news is whatever they're carrying him in is not going to stop bodily fluids. It's not going to stop the transfer of DNA. It's not going to stop the proper collection of forensics if forensics were done. Again, it comes back to, if I find out forensics aren't done in this case, I think I'm going to lose my stuff. I think at that point we will say that law enforcement is incompetent, if that's the case. I don't believe that's the case. I believe that there is some information we are missing. I can't imagine a year into this case, it being a criminal investigation, and they had not enough for a warrant for forensic testing. I absolutely believe they have enough for forensic testing, so I have to trust my gut and believe that forensic testing has been done at some point. I'm praying that I'm trusting my gut instead of my brain, right? I'm trusting my gut instead of my brain, because my brain's telling me I've read every single report in this case, and it appears no forensics is being done. But
what report? That's what I'm saying, Betty. You won't even be missed when you gone. For real, for real. You're training all these bitches to come up and take your damn place. It's a terrible move, by the way. You gonna come out of that fucking pen and be like, who is Betty? We don't fucking know. We over here watching this crazy bitch. So until next time.
No way, Kimosabe. This is my house now.